We're here today with Julie Miller, who is the Administrative Specialist for the Delaware County District Library and manages our volunteer program, and you're here to talk about National Volunteer Week.
I am. April is National Volunteer Appreciation Month.
And I only gave them a week.
And then, well, next week is the formal week.
Ah, okay.
And then Wednesday is the day. So,
Do they get a volunteer minute?
I think they go down that way.
Okay, that's good.
But the library has 17 active adult volunteers spread across our 4 buildings, and they add priceless contributions to our effectiveness. They've digitized all of our old pictures and slides, and they've processed all the die cuts that our staff requests. They weed, rearrange, and clean books. Say that 3 times.
Right. Weed and rearrange.
Yes. They help with almost all our programs, children and adult, and they willingly do odd cleaning and organizing chores like the closets for the staff supplies. They've done all those for us.
Oh my God, those are like Fibber McGee's closets.
And other jobs that staff just don't have time to do. In 2015, our adult volunteers contributed over 1,600 hours to the library.
So that's like having another staff person, basically.
Yes, it is. And they range in age from 18 to 80. Our Youth Services Department handles the teen volunteens, the age 12 to 17. It's pretty neat. And we have over 750 teens who contributed 3,400 hours in 2015.
So you see a little bit of the difference between the time that's being given between the adult volunteers and the volunteens.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been at a lot of the programs, both at Delaware and at Orange, where the volunteers actually help out, and they're amazing.
Yes.
They really are. They just pitch in and do anything.
The teens in our community are very supportive and do an awful lot. And Mandy and Becky really get on the program there with them and get them organized. And then I take care of our adults. The applications are available on our website, DelawareLibrary.org. You scroll down, to the Support the Library and then click on Volunteer to apply.
Yeah, I know that within the communications department, I have 2 volunteers who don't even come into the library. They take their time and their laptops at home. I send them all the programs that we do, and if you see any of our library events that are happening on DelawareCountyEvents.com or on the Delaware Gazette's information boards or different things like that, those volunteers are the people who are putting those events up online, and it is completely valuable to me, invaluable, the work that they're doing. I mean, it used to be days out of my week that I would just sit at my desk and your eyes start to cross. And it's great because these are volunteers who are able to use their own time at home. And so I can see the next day whenever I get an email, and it'll be like 27 emails in my inbox like, your events were approved.
Well, you know, on the 16th, Saturday the 16th, I'm speaking to the Delaware County Historical Society's annual meeting about volunteerism in America. And I've been doing the research and getting ready for this program, and it's really interesting how American volunteering is. It's something that, you know, when I was working at OCLC in Dublin, I worked with a lot of international librarians, and we would talk about, you know, how volunteers did various things for us, and in libraries and hospitals and museums, historical sites, and it was like, they had no concept of volunteerism. There's no sort of arrangement like that. You know, either the government does it or private industry does it, but there's no kind of third sector like that of volunteers who do things just because they love it or they want to further the mission of whatever the organization is. So it's an American sort of thing, and it's something we can be really proud of when you think of how many hours get contributed, not only to libraries and museums, but to all the other different types of organizations that get volunteers.
That's interesting, too, because, you know, America is definitely kind of a workaholic kind of culture.
Right.
And yet, when people retire, they want to volunteer. They want to go back to work. And so it's like even when you are working, it's great to add to your resume. When you're getting ready to enter the workforce, like the volunteers are, it's also a good pre-resume college builder. But then when you're done working, you still want to work.
And we track all of those hours for them so that they can come back and request certificates or confirmation letters or anything like that on library letterhead so that they have all of that information.
And I know that, I hope I'm not breaking any surprises, but certificates for all of our volunteers that do indicate exactly how many hours that they volunteered for us, and signed by you and signed by me, and that just get that word again, how important they are and how much help we do get from our volunteers. And they've done some really interesting work. Especially, I think that the digitizing the photographs, that's huge.
It was a huge project.
Right.
My God, it can take forever.
Yeah.
And to have volunteers be able to do it and do it when they're interested. So, and we also we don't recognize these people directly through what we do, but like the Genealogical Society volunteers who are in the historical room several days a week, helping people do their family histories and organizing those collections as well. So we really do appreciate the volunteer support we get, both through the volunteers, through what you do, Julie, and then through the Genealogical Society.
Yeah, it's an awesome addition to the library,
right,
for
sure.
Just
helps us extend everything that much further. And of course, you also have to include the Friends of the Library. Who are also all volunteers.
Yes.
And there's the things like preparing for the book sale in Orange, which is, I believe it is next April 22nd, 23rd, 22nd and 23rd, right, at Orange?
Sure.
Yeah, right. Friday and Saturday. I am actually pretty confident that that's what it is.
Yes.
You can tell we rehearsed this show for hours before we come out.
I have everything in front of me that I need.
But the Friends of the Library do great work too. So what else is going on in the library this week, Nicole?
Well, we've got a pretty light week. It's going to be a beautiful week, so spend some time outside and enjoy your time outside. But
Take a book with you when you go out and sit outside.
Exactly. But if you want to come into a library and see a program that we've got going on at the Delaware Main Library on Wednesday, April 20th, the $1 a Day Boys are coming.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
They are, if you haven't heard of them, they're a musical tribute to the Civilian Conservation Corps, and that's during the middle of the day. That's on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So that'll be a fun one at the main library.
I have a personal connection to that because my uncle actually worked in the Civilian Conservation Corps in New York during the 30s, during the New Deal.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun one, and I think hopefully the music will flood out to the rest of the people who are in the building will be able to hear it. But we've got at the Orange Branch Library, we've got some toddler yoga. We've got Bubble Babies coming up on Thursday, April 21st. We've talked about that a little bit before. The Camp NaNoWriMo's happening at the Powell Branch Library on the 15th today at 2 o'clock. We're doing a fairy garden. So if you have a little one who would like to build a fairy garden, then she can come to the Powell Branch, or he can.
That'll be fun.
I'm looking forward later today on Friday. I'm going down and get a hard hat tour of the new Columbus Metropolitan Library.
That'll be fun.
They're doing a lot of renovation on, which is supposed to open in about 2.5 months, June 26th.
Oh, that'll be
so,
good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that's like. Actually, I have to admit I did something very impolite. I saw Patrick Lazinski, who's the executive director, president and CEO of the Columbus Metro Library, and he was talking to somebody, and he was telling them about the tour that they were doing. I said, "Hey, Patrick, everybody in this town's gotten a hard hat tour of the new library except me. What's going on?" And he said, "Well, we're doing one tomorrow. Can you come?"
You were like, well, asking you.
Yes, I can.
That's great.
Totally shameless. So, anyway, maybe we can talk a little about what I see next week.
I hope so.
Our show here. And so, thank you, Julie, very much for being our guest. It was fun to have you. And Nicole, have a good week, and I hope your daughter's feeling better really soon.
I'll be watching my DVDs.
Maybe Children's Services has some different Doras or something you can take on, different baby Einsteins.
I hope so.
Thank you, Fred, for hosting us as always, and we'll see you in the stacks.
You've been listening to Off the Shelf on 1550 WDLR. Tune in next Friday morning at 9 for an in-depth look at the Delaware County District Library System.